Monday Night Raw is probably in its worst stretch of shows ever. After a mediocre episode last week, it's still hard to get the taste of the absolute catastrophe of a show that took place 2 weeks ago out of my mouth. A show which we spoke about possibly being the worst episode of Raw. A big angle from that show was Drake Maverick, who went from managing the serious Authors of Pain stable to becoming a joke, as he was seen urinating on Bobby Roode's robe to distract him and make him lose the match. On this latest episode of Raw, AOP put their tag team titles on the line with Drake Maverick wrestling too. Despite the 3-on-2 advantage, Gable and Roode were able to pick up the win and win the tag team titles after Roode pinned Maverick. Why did this happen? This is Wrestling Hub, and we will be looking at why Gable and Roode became the tag team champions. The explicit reason for this switch is not apparent. There is no backstage scoop or some heat rumor which would explain this change. What does it explain is WWE's inability to successfully book the tag team division and keeping heat on their tag team wrestlers without constantly jumping the titles from one thrown together team to another. The title has been hot potatoed so much that at this point it means nothing to whoever holds it. There is a whole host of statistics and figures which reflect WWE's neglect for the Raw tag team division. Since the creation of the titles, the only reign to have crossed 100 days was New Day's first reign, which technically speaking was a continuation of their reign before the brand split. They held it for 483 days before losing those titles to The Bar, Sheamus, and Cesaro. Ever since then, the longest Raw title reign was the 79 days that the Deleters of Worlds Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy were champions. The last time in which the title was even given the dignity of changing hands on pay-per-view was when the B-Team Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas defeated the Deleter of Worlds. This was at Extreme Rules in July. The 4 title changes since then were on episodes of Raw. Tracing this history of the championships, especially how it has fared in 2018, is damning. There have already been 9 champions this year. 2018 started with Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins, but may end with AOP becoming champions again, making the total a whopping 10 title reigns in just 12 months. The titles have been so badly treated that Braun Strowman was allowed to single-handedly mow down the only good team in the division at the time, The Bar, at WrestleMania, giving a title reign to a 9-year-old. Strowman would relinquish the belts the next night on Raw. AOP was the shining light of the division, and everyone assumed that the powerhouse team of Akam and Razor would have a successful reign as champions. Of all the champions in 2018, AOP is the only other team aside from The Bar and the B Team that were actual tag teams and not just suddenly thrown together for storyline convenience. Rollins and Ambrose suddenly reunited, and Ziggler suddenly debuted with McIntyre as his lackey. These were all alliances that came out of nowhere. AOP was to end that trend and establish a strong empire of their own. But that has been snuffed out too, especially after the embarrassment of Drake Maverick at Survivor Series. We can safely assume that AOP will take back the titles, maybe even a TLC if a match is booked between the two teams. Where does the Raw Tag Team division go from here, and how do they repair themselves after such a catastrophic 2 years? Leave your suggestions in the comments below. And this is why Roode and Gable won the Raw Tag Team titles. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching Wrestling Hub, and I'll see you later with more videos.